Alright, so in this video I'm going to talk about Payday 3 and the things I do and don't like about this game. So I've put in about 22 hours in this game, so I've played quite a bit. I haven't played through all the missions just yet. I've been replaying a bunch of the banks and stuff like that. But I have played, you know, quite a bit of this game. And I haven't gone overboard. Like, I've seen some people put 100 hours in this game. Crazy. I don't have the time for that. But I've played quite a bit with my cousin, and I think so far I have a right to talk about my experience with this game so far. So let's talk about the things I do like. The visuals, really good. This game looks really good. I think it's on par with modern Call of Duties. I don't think it's as good as like The Last of Us Part 2, where it looks almost hyper realistic, in my opinion. I know that they changed the actors, which is not that big of a deal to me. You know, we've played with these guys for a decade now, and it's nice to see some fresh faces, especially with Dallas. You can definitely tell in Dallas that it's a new actor, which is okay, right? He did it. He played his role, and it's time to move on. One thing that I really don't like is that this game wasn't ready to be released. Why do I say that? Because the biggest issue for me right now is when you buy cosmetics, they don't show up. I've bought the OG mask maybe 5 times now, just trying to get it to pop up. It's not there. I've bought these 2 outfits, not there. And I bought these gloves, they're not there. And that's not acceptable for a AAA title. Um, you know, this was an issue that was brought up in the beta, and I know I'm not the only person who's dealt with this. There's a ton of people that have dealt with this. So I don't know how testers didn't run into this issue. And if they did, why wouldn't they speak up? Or why wouldn't Payday push back the deadline to fix these issues? I'm sure that most of us, I know I could have waited an extra week or two. Hell, even a month. Doesn't matter. To me, the game needs to be ready when it comes out. If you're ordering food, when you get it and it's undercooked or it's overcooked and you complain and it's not right, it's not acceptable, especially when you're paying something that is expensive. This game is not super expensive for a PS5 title, but it is still 50, 60 bucks, right? Some people paid 80 to 100, right? On the gold edition, I believe it's 80 bucks. It could be more. But imagine you buy the gold edition and it comes out not ready. That's not acceptable. This game needs to come out ready, and it's not. And that is the biggest issue I have with this game, is that it is just not ready to come out. I've had guards and bodies clip through the walls and get spotted by cameras or other guards or other people. And that's... I understand that it happens. It's a video game. There are going to be glitches and there's going to be things that clip through the wall. That is not the biggest issue for me, because there's ways to prevent that. But there's nothing that you can do after you've bought... I'll do it right now. I'll buy another OG mask. And when you go back to the loadout, it is not there. Why? You buy guns. Guns, they're there all the time. They're gonna be there every time. Buy another Signature 40 pistol, and it'll be there. Why aren't the cosmetics there? And I know they said that they're gonna bring stuff to October 5th. But why not wait to release it October 5th, you know? They're already planning on fixing the game. Why even go through the trouble of fixing it? You could just have it ready for when the time it comes out. That is so far my biggest issue with the game, is just purchasing things. Um, Not necessarily a complaint I have, because it just doesn't matter to me. But what are the point of the C stacks? What's the point of them? I don't care about them. I think it's a waste of money because I've bought 3 of them to buy the gloves, which is just for gloves. I spent 50 of the C stacks on gloves. It just doesn't make sense to me, and I don't think I'll be purchasing any more as of now. Maybe if something cool comes out, and I'm like, oh, I need to get that. But I don't get it. You can't, as far as I know, you can't use them to buy things like guns. You have to use the cash you get. And if something like the Continental coins from the last game, where you can use the Continental coins to buy things that you don't have the cash for, I like that idea. Why isn't it like that with this game? That seems like a useless form of currency. Another issue, not issue, that I have, but doesn't make sense is the story. The story is that the cops seize all your assets and the offshore account, it's done. It's gone, which doesn't make sense because in the end of Payday 2, as crazy as it was, you were pardoned. You know, you got the pardons. Bane supposedly put his soul or whatever into the mayor or the president or whoever it was. You were pardoned, and all your offshore account, all that stuff, you got to go into retirement. So just out of the blue, somebody ratted, and now you're not. I don't know. Everyone else went into retirement, all that kind of stuff. So why would, out of the blue, a decade later, oh no, someone ratted on us and now our offshore stuff's gone? You know, doesn't make sense. Not that I don't like it. You know, it. I'm glad that it's here. It just doesn't make sense to me. But it's not like that big of a deal because now we have more game to play, which is fun. One thing that I do like a lot is the skill point system. You don't need like 2 or 4 skills to get one thing. It's now 1 skill each, which I like a lot. Now let's talk about the gameplay. First of all, the city. New York, vibrant, and the city just feels super real. Like the cars and that one just hit me. The cars and the people and just it feels alive. So when you do eventually sometimes have to take out civilians, like when they try to run or something like that, you feel a little guilty about it, more guilty than you would in Payday 2. Another aspect about the gameplay that I really like is the phone. You're able to hack into cameras, put loops on cameras. You're able to use that all from your phone. You're able to get different abilities with the phone. So like the little cameras that you get, and you can place them down and look at them through your phone. There's gadgets you get, which is really nice. Another thing that's really good about the gameplay of this game is the lockpicking. So much better than Payday 2 when you had to hold down your action button to lockpick, and it took a while, and that just made safe cracking and all that kind of stuff, like in the deposit boxes, that just made it really annoying to do. But lockpicking in this game is really good now. You have a timer, or you have a little bar that you have to hit, and you have to time it correctly, and the lockpicking goes faster, which is just amazing. The QR codes there, a nice addition. I will say that it's new and I enjoy it. Another thing they added was the gadgets you get. Now this one is a little security camera that you can place anywhere in the world, and you can find civilians and guards with it, and it makes your stealth runs a lot easier aside from using the security cameras. Now that you can place these in places that don't have security cameras so that you can find civilians or guards and sneak past them. You also can control it from your phone, so you have access to it at all times other than security cameras, which you have to hack into if you have the right skill. They also have new red and blue keycards. In Payday 2, they had one keycard that you can only use one time. And that could get annoying because maybe you need 2, maybe you need 3, and you can't find them, and then it becomes an issue because You're not in a casing mode, you're in your mask mode, and it just gets tedious. This one, you get 2 different key cards, and they both have different purposes, and you get to use them an unlimited amount of times. Now, as you can see, the guards, when they catch you, will not end your run completely. They will escort you outside into the public areas, which won't end your run, which is very nice, and it makes it a lot less tedious and stressful. You know that when you're in casing mode, you're not going to instantly lose all your progress when you get spotted by a guard. And as you can see here, there is a blue key card on one of the managers or executives or whoever that is. That blue key card won't always be on him, which is great about the replayability of this game, is that every time it's not going to be in the exact same spot, whatever it is, whether that be a phone, a key card, the IT room, whatever it is, it won't be the same time on every playthrough you go through, which is a great addition because, like in Payday 2, the Harvest and Trustee Bank, I know that down to a T. I know exactly how to do it every single time, and that's why I can do it on death sentence without ease consistently. Now with this game, you're still learning right now, but it's fun because you get to do a lot of new things every single time, and you get to learn the map, and you get to learn the game differently every single time, which makes the replayability of this game superb. Another aspect of this replayability is the keypad. The numbers won't be the same every single time. As you can see here, there are 4 different numbers you can use, which is why you need to go to the keypad and remember which numbers they have. There'll be either 3 or 4 or even 2 selected that you need to remember to know which code. And on the top left, you can see the different codes, and you can put 2 and 2 together and put in the right code for that area. There's a black light on the keypad which shows you the numbers that have been pressed by other guards or people who have been in that room, which lets you indicate which numbers to press for your run. This one is 9480 on this run. Now, I'm going to call them the security switches. I don't know the name of it right now. It's just not coming to me. But the switches that you can flip is a nice addition and is very prominent in most of the stealth playthroughs in each level. So far, each time I did a stealth, I had to use these securities at least once or twice. In this particular mission, there's 4. In the very first mission, the SCB mission, there is 1. In Rockin' the Cradle, there is a bunch of different ones, but there's one specific one that you need to find in the IT room, but we can talk about that another time. And these security switches aren't limited to these lasers. They're used for many different things, like in No Rest for the Wicked, it is used to get inside the vault area. In Rockin' the Cradle, it is to disable the IT room, etc., etc. One thing I will definitely give props to Payday 3 is the cash in this game. For some reason, this cash just feels more real. It overflows the tables. There's loose bundles of cash that you can pick up. There's little rolls of cash you can pick up. It just feels more real to me. There's some that are stacked very neatly, and there's some that are just falling off the table. And it kind of tells a story on how the money was packed and how the bank works and how the employees work. You kind of get a feel for how much they care about certain pieces of money and how they kind of just throw it onto the table. Like especially in the middle of this vault, the money is just kind of put there. But behind the gates where the server is, it's neatly packed and a little bit is on the sides. In No Rest for the Wicked, each individual bundle of money was vacuum sealed and it had a die pack on it, making it feel like they cared a little bit more about their security of money, even though it was less than what this bank has. It feels like the smaller the bank is, the more secure they want it to be, and the bigger and more money that this bank has, the more nonchalant they are about it. Now on this run, I did mess up the stealth at the very end, so I missed a bag, but seeing the cash that you got and the reward and how much you actually lost from either killing a civilian or losing a team member feels very rewarding, and it feels very satisfactory. So now let's talk about going loud. Going loud in this run, I just decided to instantly go loud, no stealthing, no nothing, just instantly shooting up the place and getting everybody down. One thing that I really like about tying up civilians and stuff like that is that you have an unlimited amount of ties. In Payday 2 you had up to 9 ties, I believe. If you got the right skill, it was up to 9 ties. In this one it is just an unlimited amount of ties. And you get to trade in these hostages for time or resources after each assault, which is really nice. Now this gadget that I have, I didn't really know how to use it. This was my first time using it, but it is essentially a stun bomb that you have to set off manually. But if you place it down, and usually, like when I was using it the second time around, I was using it for shields and stuff like that because it would kind of distract the shield, make him kind of look around, and it'll be easier to take him out that way, which is a really nice addition. They give you 4 different gadgets: the camera, the little bomb, ECM jammer, and a motion sensor. And as you can see here, I have a human shield, a hostage, and the cops will not shoot you if you have a body shield on you, or if you're turned around they'll try to shoot you or hit you off of them, and then they will continue to shoot you. But as long as you're facing them, they won't try and shoot you. So after every assault, Chains and Wolf, or whatever AI you have out there, will drop armor and ammo, which is really nice because when you crack your shields or when you're just low on ammo after every assault, they will drop some for free, which is nice. And then you can also trade in civilians for health. In addition to that, you can get anything else you needed to be done. Like here I have to take care of the keypad going to these hotspots, and without the cops there, I have free range to do that without stress of shooting and managing everything else. As you can see, since I'm going loud on this one, I have to drill into the vault. But the great thing about this drill is that instead of like the last thermal drill, where it keeps restarting because it jams or whatever, this one, it has an oxygen gauge that you know when it's going to run down, so you can go out and get the next oxygen tank. Or if you're more careful, and you can get it before you even get the drill, like at the very start of your run, so you don't have to go out every time to get it. If you have more than one player, I recommend each of you grabbing a tank if you're going loud at the very beginning of your run before you actually do go loud, because going out there during a police assault is a death wish basically, because they're gonna crowd you and all that kind of stuff, and I just recommend having a tank on you at all times. And of course, cloakers are scarier than ever. I don't think I've actually panicked this much about cloakers before, but their speed and the noise that they make is just super overwhelming in this game, much more I think than in Payday 2, because in Payday 2 they would hide around and they would kind of jump scare you, but in this one you know they're coming, but you still feel hopeless because they are super quick and they will take you down instantly. But in this game they are a lot easier to kill. You can kill them with 2 shots to the head, or 1 shot to the head and 2 shots to the body, which is really nice in this game because they're not super armored. They're not supposed to be. They're super fast and they're lightweight, so they can take you out really quick. Bulldozers are extremely hard in this game. It takes maybe 4 people at a time to kill it, but when you do take him out, he drops health, which is nice, which also brings up your deployables. Now, my deployable is health pack, and I can place down one which has 6 in it. With the right skills, there's 6 health packs in it. You get 4 different deployables though. You get health, armor, ammo, and a sentry turret. I have yet to use the sentry turret, but there are skills you can get to increase the amount of substance that you deploy with your deployable. Like with my med kit, I deploy 6 instead of the standard 4. And then to leave in these harder missions, or the heavier missions, you have a little box you can leave, kind of like most of Payday 2. But the only difference is that when you leave for the van, you can't actually get into the back of the van, which a lot of people were used to, and that's a new adjustment. Other than that, though, I think I've covered everything I needed to about the gameplay. Let's talk about the loadouts real quick, and then I think we can end it. But the weapon modification in this game it's alright. You have to earn You have to earn each modification you get, aside from Payday 2 when you had to get the cards for it, or you can buy it with your Continental coins, which I wish that's what the C-Stacks could do. I wish you could buy different upgrades or whatnot with the C-Stacks without having to earn it through leveling up your guns. But other than that, I think that's everything I wanted to cover. So thank you very much for watching this review. If you have differing opinions, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys think about this game, and if I said anything that could be wrong, because after all, it's just my opinion, right? So if I said something that might go against yours, let me know. We can talk about it. But other than that, thank you so much for watching this video. Bye-bye.